Hi. Today I would like to talk to you a little bit about breastfeeding in public. Um, as many of as of more recently, breastfeeding has been publicized as a much healthier way to nourish your children. Growing up, it was not normal to see breastfeeding in public. Many seem to be disgusted by it. Though it has been normalized in other countries, many women in the U.S. strayed away from it, away from breastfeeding in public. Not everyone has the same views on breastfeeding in public. However, I would like to lead you all in the same direction and of viewing that it is normal. So let's get into why breastfeeding isn't accepted. One of the reasons why breastfeeding isn't accepted is because what society tends to say go. Some would say it is unhygienic or even unpleasant to see. Oh, sorry, I lost my place. Unpleasant to see, when in reality is the most normal thing a woman can do. Society can be so caught up in the now, forgetting about where they came from and how normal something was. Another reason is societal views play a role. What others think, believe it or not, has a lot to do with if a woman decides to breastfeed or even breastfeed in public. When a woman decides to breastfeed her children, she is not trying to draw attention to herself. She is merely trying to feed her child. The unpleasant facial expressions are uncalled for and can make a mother feel uncomfortable, yet they are the same gestures mothers get in public. That alone can deter a woman from deciding to breastfeed in public. When it comes to breastfeeding, many of us are divided on what we believe. Everyone is not on the same page. In a poll conducted by Public Health England's Start for Life campaign, 28% of people do not support breastfeeding in public. That means that 72% do. In comparison to my own questionnaire, everyone was in agreement with breastfeeding, that it was normal, and not everyone felt, yet everyone felt that it was normal, but not everyone felt it was normal to be done in public. Could this be because of the disagreeable feelings they may feel, or possibly it could be because they're misinformed? The ones who are against it, those are the ones who do not see breastfeeding in public as normal. They typically see people, they are typically the people who are not educated. Another way to accept breastfeeding is to educate yourselves. Breastfeeding is not just beneficial to the infant, but is also beneficial to the mothers as well as the family. And breastfeeding, one of California's first investments of young children, it touches on some of those benefits. One that really stuck out to me was the benefit for mothers. Psychosocial benefits, higher self-esteem, reduced risk depression associated with enhanced maternal-infant bonding. So not only does breastfeeding nourish your children, but it helps a mother build her self-esteem. It helps her get in tune with herself, to feel, positive about herself and not fall into deep depression. Another way that you can educate yourself is by going to the different doctor offices, WIC offices, and schools. If they were more open to educating about breastfeeding, then we would be more open-minded to it being done in public, because we would know the pros for it. Also, to keep an open mind. Having a closed mind on something that you know nothing about isn't gonna make you think it's any better. And support goes a long way. Support is an aspect that goes a long way. So why would it not be the case when it comes to breastfeeding in public? And neighborhood disadvantage and neighborhood affluence associations with breastfeeding practices in the urban areas, it stated that hospital practices and social factors such as a lack of knowledge and the general population discouraging social norms, poor social support, and maternal work practices and conditions have been associated with suboptimal breastfeeding. The more educated individuals are about things, the more open-minded they are. So when educated correctly about breastfeeding, there is a different view on it. Argumentative, counter evidence. Some would say it should not be publicized. It is not for everyone to see. It can make others uncomfortable. And why would a woman want to be out in public bearing her skin? What I would say to those is it is a source of food for an infant. It benefits both the mother and the child. And this again has been going on since we can remember. In conclusion, breastfeeding has been around for centuries. It has benefits for both the mother, the child. Benefits for both the mother and the child. It is society who makes it uncomfortable when it should not be. With education comes understanding, and with understanding comes change. So how about we learn about these things?